I knew it. I knew it. You're the person everyone counts on. You've actually managed to teach them not to value you. Your strength has become invisible. That's why. There's a moment you've all had where someone asks you for help again. And right before you say yes, you hear a tiny voice in the back of your head say, "What about me?" And instead of listening to that voice, you ignore it. You say yes anyway, because you've been conditioned to show up and show out. But somewhere, somehow, all that strength has left you drained, overlooked, and stuck in place, while other people, the people who do less, move forward. You didn't imagine that. You see it. It has a name. The reliability trap. Look, the hardest part is this. You did not volunteer to become invisible. You earned it by being dependable. So today we're talking about the hidden cost that dependable people pay simply for being the person everyone can count on. It's a dynamic that I call the competence trap. This is what happens when the people around you, your jobs, your families, your friends, your partners, reward all your reliability, not with respect, not with rest, with more demands. You become the path of least resistance for every crisis, every favor, every broken situation that no one else wants to fit. And here's what else they won't tell you. Your competence makes you convenient. And convenient people, they don't get cherished. They get used over and over. This does not happen because people are just evil. It happens because systems always lean on whatever holds the most weight. We need to talk about why being good at holding it together is keeping you from being valued. The unpopular shifts you need to make to break out of this trap. The hard truth is this, though. I have to tell you this directly because, look, when you're the person who fixes everything, you become an infrastructure. You're not a person with needs. You're a load-bearing wall. And if you don't know about load-bearing walls, they don't move. You leave them exactly where they are. If you don't, everything falls down. This is the essence of the reliability trap. At work, your manager looks at you and they see a safe pair of hands. That sounds like a compliment, but in the context of growth and advancement, it's often a dead-end street. You're too valuable right where you are. In your family, you're the one who doesn't mind hosting, planning, organizing, keeping the peace because you're so good at it. Translation, everyone else gets to be messy and you get to clean it up. In your friendships, you're the one who always reaches out. You show up always. You listen always. And when you need someone, suddenly everyone's busy. In your relationship, you're so understanding about their chaos, their inconsistency, their inability to show up the way you do. You are effectively paying a tax for your own excellence. You solve problems so smoothly that people assume the problems were never that serious to begin with. You made the difficult look so easy, so they assume it was easy. Ease is often mistaken by capacity. Capacity is often mistaken for consent. Your reward for finishing early, you get handed whatever the next person wasn't able to handle. You know what's wild to me? The people who take from you the most are often the people who respect you the least because you trained them that your needs are negotiable. Not intentionally, consistently. There's a massive difference between being competent and being valued. Competence is about execution. It's about how well you handle what's thrown at you. It's about showing up, delivering, being dependable. Being valued is about how people treat you because of it. It's about respect. It's about whether your effort is seen or just expected. The mistake we make, especially those of us raised to help, to serve, to be strong, is assuming that if we just handle more, prove more, sacrifice more, people will finally just see our worth. But that's not how this works. The person who does less but asks for more gets more. Not because they're manipulative, because they believe their needs matter as much as everyone else's. You do not believe that yet. You're the one doing the work. They're the one getting the credit, the promotions, the rest, the grace. You're seen as the helper. They're seen as the priority. And here's the painful part. By constantly saving the day, you're shielding everyone from the reality of how broken the situation actually is. If you're always there to catch the ball, they never realize they're throwing it poorly. If you're always adjusting, they never have to change. You are solving problems that you should be letting fail. I said it. Because problems that never hurt never get fixed. Notice how when they can't do something, it's understandable. They're busy, they're going through it, they need your grace. But when you can't do something, suddenly you're selfish or difficult or letting people down. You let the team down. That's not a coincidence. That's the tax you pay for being dependable. Before you say yes next time, pause and ask, did they ask or did I volunteer? Is this my responsibility or just my habit? What am I afraid will happen if I just say no? Here is the unpopular truth. The real danger of the reliability trap is not exhaustion alone. It is resentment. Resentment does not make you mean. It makes you quiet, distant, and slowly unavailable in ways that you never planned. There are things I refuse to be guilty about anymore, and you need to refuse them too. I refuse to be guilty about letting a ball drop when I'm not the one who threw it. At work, not covering for repeated incompetence. In family, not planning everything for grown adult. In friendship, not being the only one who reaches out. In relationships, not accepting inconsistency as a permanent condition. We feel intense guilt when we say no because we know that if we don't do it, it may not get done. Or it may, but not get done well. Because we care about outcomes, we overfunction. But when we overfunction, we train everyone around us to underfunction. I refuse to be guilty about being called difficult when difficult just means no longer available for misuse. Boundaries feel like rejection to people who benefited from your absence of them. So how do we break the reliability trap? First, strategic unavailability. This is not punishment, it is a correction. You are not withdrawing love. You are withdrawing excess labor. Second, quality over convenience. Stop doing more for people. Start doing better for yourself. Volume is not value. Visibility is. Finally, you must be willing to let things break. If your job cannot function without you overworking, it's broken. If your family cannot function without you carrying everything, it's broken. If your friendship only survives on your effort, it's broken. Let the cracks show. Systems do not change while they are being rescued. You have spent your entire life proving that you can handle it. And guess what? I know you can. That was never the question. The question is, why are you the only one who has to do the work? You are not the glue. You're a person. Stop being useful. Start being valued. The people who love you, they'll adjust. The people who do not will reveal themselves. It's that simple. You were always worthy. You just forgot while you were being busy holding everyone else up. If this hit you, we'll talk soon.